The supreme, profound, and sublime Dharma is difficult to encounter in a billion eons. Now I see it, hear it, receive it, and kept it. I vow to attain the true meaning of the Tathagata. In order to liberate all sentient beings, let us generate supreme bodhicitta. A short talk in front of the Great Stupa. On the afternoon of July 4th, Ijinur would bless the Great Stupa of Dharmakaya that was under construction at the time and participated in the lamp offering ceremony as a celebration of the U.S. Independence Day. At that time, it is said that the stupa will be accomplished very soon, but it took rather quite a while. Well, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche passed away at a place that's at a border of U.S. and Canada, and that time his various kinds of bone relics are contained in the stupa. It started building in 88 and then built for 13 years. Majority part of the stupa was already built when we were there, but then after quite many years, then the stupa was finally completed in construction. And then Pansuk Rinpoche, after bestowed blessings to the stupa, then he gave a short talk as follows. He said that today I don't have much to say as I haven't prepared anything, but in accordance with your request, I will just share a few words with you. I believe all of you gathered here today must be Buddhist practitioners, and in particular Vajrayana practitioners of sacred mantra. I guess you have a deep faith and heartfelt delight in Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche. If you want to follow him wholeheartedly, you should have a good understanding of Rinpoche's main activities that he fulfilled throughout his entire life. These activities can be summarized into two aspects. One is to demonstrate fierce conduct, and in the near future to be born in the kingdom of Shambhala, where he will employ the force of armies to tame and liberate unruly and rampant barbarians. The other is to practice Mahamudra and other skillful instructions that can lead one to attain Buddhahood in this very life. I know you have been engaging in these two main activities over these years and are authentic followers of the Buddha Dharma and your teacher. Being a practitioner of the great vehicle, all of us have two goals in our Dharma path. One, to enjoy the temporary peace and happiness in God and human realms, and to attain ultimate fruition of Buddhahood. The Buddha taught many skillful means through which we can accomplish these two goals: the temporary happiness in the higher realms and the definitive virtue of full enlightenment. Mainly, we need to accumulate merit and to purify obstacles, where there are four key methods we should use. One is to erect a stupa in place where there is no stupa. Two is to offer or build a monastery or sangha gathering. Three is to pacify the disharmony within a sangha group. And then 4, to cultivate loving kindness in all Buddhist doctrines. These 4 are the most supreme practices for accumulating merit and purify obstacles. Within the 4, the best one is to erect a stupa in a place where there isn't one. As the Buddha taught in the sutras, besides the inconceivable amount of merit accrued from the actual building of a stupa, even a child simply makes the image of a stupa with sand while playing. This act alone generates so much merit that it will lead this child eventually to the ultimate enlightenment of Buddhahood. This is stated in the Lotus Sutra, where it says that even if a child who makes a stupa out of sand while playing, then this act will eventually lead that child to ultimate enlightenment. This merit itself can bring about incredible results without a doubt. In terms of the size of the stupa to be erected, as the Sutra states, just to build a stupa in the size as small as a marrow balance seed will enable one to temporarily take rebirth as a Chakravartin ruler, possessing inconceivable wealth and happiness, a universal monarch, that is, and ultimately to attain Buddhahood in a short period of time. The merit will be much more inconceivable if one is to erect a large stupa of fine quality. Now, the text, this Journey to the West, has been translated into English, and when we got in touch with Gyatso Rinpoche's side, and we were told that they are going to build a stupa for Gyatso Rinpoche, and they quoted from this part of the book, because this is taught directly from Phuntsok Rinpoche. Such being the case, if one makes a generous donation to the construction of a stupa, it goes without saying that the merit accrued will be extremely vast. Even if a small donation equivalent to the amount of 1% of your food consumed in the 3 meals of one day will generate the merit that enable you to not be born as poor and displeasing beings, but rather to always enjoy a pleasing appearance and material abundance life after life, and to attain Buddhahood before too long. Phuntsok Rinpoche, throughout his life and at the time of his passing, in some books it also described that at the time of Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche's passing and cremation, various kinds of auspicious signs appeared, including rainbows of the 4 dignities, and rainbow takes the shape of katas, and rainbow lights, and so on. Trungpa Rinpoche also has 2 children right now, one of whom is Gisar Mukpo. He was recognized by Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche as the reincarnation of a beloved teacher of Trungpa Rinpoche, and another child who passed away at a young age was also a toku. And Gisar Mukpo doesn't want to be a toku. Rather, he said that he wanted to be in the film industry. There are various kinds of stories related to Trungpa Rinpoche. Trungpa Rinpoche passed away at the age of 48. A very short life. However, he left great numbers of stories and lots of beneficial activities, and he used various kinds of skillful means to benefit people. But his ways of propagating dharma is really different. There was once I heard that he required his students to sit in the shrine hall at 7 or 8 p.m. and then he showed up only at 2 or 3 a.m. If you were to be in that situation, would you feel impatient and angry about it? There are various situations and various kinds of skillful means Trungpa Rinpoche would use to tame his disciples. And then Phuntsok Rinpoche continued to say, as for those who personally participate in the construction of a stupa, if they spend time undergoing the hardships and difficulties involved in building it, there is no doubt that they will accumulate an inconceivable amount of merit. Even just carrying 1 stone for building a stupa during a tea break will enable one to be reborn as a Chakravartin ruler as many times as the numbers of atoms that make up that 1 stone, and eventually to attain perfect bliss and ultimate peace from the suffering of cyclic existence. There are the overall benefits that related to building a Buddhist stupa bringing about. If you construct a magnificent stupa specifically for a guru, then the merit generated is hundreds or even thousands of times greater than the general case. This is because the root guru is the union of the three jewels. His body is the sangha, his speech is the dharma, and his mind is the Buddha. Further, if this stupa contains the precious relics of your root guru, it will produce the same merit as building relic stupas for all Buddhas in countless worlds throughout the 10 directions. Even if it is building it with ordinary rocks and clay, you will still accumulate immeasurable merit compared to building stupas for all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas with 7 kinds of precious jewels. Since you are constructing this great stupa to honor your root teacher, you will accumulate merit and enjoy wholesome results, as boundless as I've just mentioned. Not only that, because your guru had an uncommon connection with Guru Pamasambhava, King Gisar of Ling, and Kalkin King Rudrachakran, building his stupa also allows you to make closer connections with these great beings, which is in turn will bring you vast amounts of merits. In addition, making a donation of serving this project physically or verbally will accumulate boundless merit. Anyone who takes part in this project with the utmost energy and enthusiasm will enjoy longevity, good health, auspiciousness, and happiness in this present life, and in their next life they will be reborn in a pure land such as Sukhavati in the west or Shambhala in the north. In the later case, they will become the first principal disciple of the Kalkin King Rudrachakran. Today is the July the 4th, the U.S. Independence Day. Earlier on, Gachu Rinpoche reminded us of impermanence, and we're all going to die very soon. Initially, I remember that day everyone was really happy. Everyone dressed up for that occasion and sitting on the medal and all that. And then Gachu Rinpoche started talking about impermanence before Phuntsok Rinpoche's speech. And he said that, well, everything's impermanent, your life is impermanent, so you need to remember that. But then Phuntsok Rinpoche said that, and now I offer you the auspicious prayers that all of you will attain perfect happiness both temporarily and ultimately. Some claim that the world would end in 1999. I'm not sure whether that is true or not, but generally speaking, in the near future there may be diseases, hunger, unrest, and other disasters around the world. Considering the 3 misfortunes, we should be confident that there is no negativity that cannot be purified through confession, there is no disease that cannot be cured through medicine, and there is no unfavorable conditions that cannot be transformed through accumulating merit. To erect such a strong, splendid stupa with a sturdy construction will not only bring you peace and happiness, but also auspiciousness to the whole country and even to the whole world. Now, in front of the Dharma throne of Phuntsok Rinpoche, you can see the military-looking practitioners. They are actually all yogins. They're the Dorje Khasons, and in some videos you can see them playing instrument and over there holding the space. And then Phuntsok Rinpoche continued to say that to erect such a strong, splendid stupa with sturdy construction will not only bring you peace and happiness, but also auspiciousness to the whole country and even to the whole world. Well, years ago, you know that Colorado had this wildfire and the stupa was nearly to be burnt. At that time, when I heard about that news, I was really worried because Phuntsok Rinpoche made the remark that this stupa will bring auspiciousness not only to the country but also to the whole world. This stupa contains the precious relic of Trungpa Rinpoche. Because of Trungpa Rinpoche's aspiration, his stupa will bring auspiciousness and benefit to the whole world. Well, now the stupa runs differently than the retreat center. Now the retreat center, I heard that a few years ago, it claimed bankruptcy. But the stupa is still there. Not so sure what's going to happen in the retreat center. I hope it maintains. If I can go there, I will try my best to stay there and give Dharma teachings to a small group of people, because I remember when I was at the center, I was quite envious of the beautiful forest and the small retreat huts. But you never know what's going to happen because it is impermanence. Now it seems that our center is still running. Not so sure what's going to happen in the future. In the West, many centers are now, some of them are running well, some of them are not so well. And when I heard about the good news about them, I truly feel very delighted and happy for them. And some of the centers, when I heard that they're not doing well and even not running anymore, I do feel quite saddened, especially contemplating on how they used to be very prosperous. But it is impermanence. Look at all the great teachers of the past. The majority of the great masters who first came to United States to give Dharma teachings, and they are passed away, and the majority of the senior practitioners that attended the Dharma teaching also passed away. When I reminisce about the past, I have these vivid pictures flashing in front of my eyes, and sometimes makes me sorrow and sometimes delight. And then Pontsog Rinpoche continued to say that this great stupa carries inconceivable benefit. When it is completed, you should actively make prostrations to it, circumambulate it, and praise it. Both you and others will experience auspiciousness, and all wishes may be fulfilled. When you think about taking the same trip and following the footprints of Pontsog Rinpoche, take this pilgrimage travels, of course you can definitely do that. And whenever you have this opportunity, please do circumambulate this stupa and take another circumambulation for me as well. I really wish to take another tour and to go back to this stupa again and to circumambulate myself. I would be very delighted if I can do that. But of course, there's a sense of bittersweetness because Pontsog Rinpoche has passed away, and it is. I may feel very sorrowful when I think about that. But Pontsog Rinpoche said that if you can do that, then you will experience auspiciousness, and all wishes will be fulfilled. And Tashi did.
Sunam de tamche zigba yan tomna nibe jana pamshi jirga nanchi ralong chigba                                                                                    1 sho